Hey Harper, can you put the name of your game after your name? Do you know how to change your rename your? All righty, we are live, folks. This is the IndieCade Awards 2025, 2026. Oh my God, wait a minute. It's 2026. Hey, everybody. Woohoo. I'm joined with Zoyander Street, who is one of the jury co-chairs. Along with me, I co-chair the finals jury. And we're going to give a moment for the developers to give acceptance speeches for their game. So we're going to start off with the folks behind A Week in the Life of a Social Giraffe.
Hello, everybody. My name's Remy. I'm the writer and level designer for A Week in the Life of a Social Giraffe. And my goodness, thank you so much at IndieCade. We really appreciate the award and the jury award. The Impact Award means a lot to us. Uh, we are so happy that you guys appreciated our game that much. Thank you.
Woohoo! Up next, we've got Patrol. Do we have the folks from Beacon Patrol here?
Yes, hello. Thank you very much. This is Torben from Shapes and Dreams, and thank you very much for the Tabletop Award. It's so great. I have the board game here, and was such an amazing idea, apparently, that we made a video game out of it too. And we're so happy that yeah, you found it interesting. And I also, of course, want to thank my co-creator, Justice from Brutal Hack. And yeah, so many great games this event. Thank you very much for having us. And yeah, let's go to the next person.
Right on. Wonderful. Congratulations. I think the next folks up are uh, we've got Fretless, The Wrath of Rifson.
Hi, everybody. That's me. I'm Max. I am one of the co-founders of Ritual Studios, and Fretless, The Wrath of Rifson is our first title. I did most of the combat design, but I can say that we're just so happy to be here. All of us, unfortunately, our audio designer could not be here for the audio award, but I can speak on his behalf. He is completely thrilled, as are the rest of us.
Woohoo! Congratulations. That is wonderful. And we've got the Lab Rats team up next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nathan. I'm the writer and developer of Lab Rats, and
I'm Nicole. I'm the producer and performer.
and just totally gobsmacked to be here. We had no idea how widely this would resonate. This was just a weird little thing we made in our basement. I just want to thank our community, Tia, the From Home Test,
From
Tia, the
Home
From Home
Test.
Test. Oh my God. Our playtesters, especially Arshawn, Jeffrey, and Athena, and Kate McGee, and Morgan Janess, who kept me going when things felt impossible. Thank you all so much for everything. Thank you.
Woohoo! All right. Best thing start in basements, you know. Up next, we've got the team from Mini Mini Golf Golf.
Hi, I'm Friedrich. I'm the designer and writer of Mini Mini Golf Golf, and I'm here for a larger team of people that all come from theater and the performing arts. That's Maria Krastian, who is in Bucharest right now, Leonie Kopinek, who I hope is in Berlin, Vero Ryżnowska, who is somewhere in Austria, undetermined on some mountain, and Leonie Vögelin, who I think is in Basel. And we have we're all traveling and doing some other stuff. We would have never thought that we would our little weird, crazy everything in between game would make it so far. And we're so happy for this award. And having this award in IndieCade is just one of the most amazing things that has happened for us. So thank you all so much. This is yeah, insane.
Awesome. And up next, the sentient severed arm.
Hi, everyone. I am ecstatic. I'm absolutely beside myself. There's nothing like watching the entire award ceremony to drive home just like how talented and creative all the other developers are. And then for me to show up with what is essentially just a bunch of suggestions of a thing you could do with your time and have everyone respond to it so positively, like really, really is warming my heart. I can't believe it. Thank you so much.
Excellent. And we've got some folks from Uncanny Alley, A New Day.
Thank you, Colleen and Zoyander, and the rest of the IndieCade jury team. We are gobsmacked and we are thrilled and honored. I just want to thank very briefly Rick Treweek, who is one of the main reasons why we got to do this. We got to bring his beloved Uncanny Alley IP to life with this theatrical experience. And then also all of our actors that help bring this thing to life in ways that we could have only imagined. Athena Galvin, Brendan Bradley, James Hyatt, Nicole Ujun Bell, Ona Zimhart, Kristen Copeland, Miles Berman, Jonathan Martin, and Jacob Miller. All of these guys really contributed to making it what it is. So thank you, everybody. It's just great to be part of IndieCade.
Wait and say thank you.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to win the Performance Award and the Innovation Award. We really didn't think so that we would because our thing is so different, but seeing all you amazing creators here and how varied the awards truly are just goes to show that IndieCade is really committed to the things that they say they are, which is so rare these days. Thank you guys so much.
Color say a thing. Color say a thing. Quick.
We're over 30 seconds. Thank you. What they said. You're great. Thank you.
Incredible. All right. You guys stuck that landing. And finally, last but not least, we've got Wednesdays.
Hi, I'm Pierre, the writer of Wednesdays, and I wanted to thank IndieCade in the name of the whole team. We made a very weird game on a very difficult topic, and we're kind of glad to see that it doesn't prevent people to play it and to enjoy it somehow. So thank you again. And that's all for me.
Fantastic. You guys all deserve a big round of applause. We know these are labors of love, these games, and they're a lot. Zoyander, do you want to kick off we've got some questions for this group, and we're really curious about how y'all did it, how you pulled this off. So Zoyander, you want to kick it off?
Did we want to stop asking people to mime how they're feeling? I think we know how people are feeling. That's awesome. Colleen, did you want to take the next one?
Yeah. So, this is like a poll. We're going to get a show of hands. I'm sorry about the sentient severed arm. Maybe we can get a show of a sentient severed arm. Sorry, I couldn't resist. We're really curious. How long were you working on your game? Now, 1 year, 2 years, oops, 3 years, four. Do you have enough fingers? Oh man, okay, we've got two, we've got seven, holy moly. Friedrich, 1 year?
If I may elaborate, we're theater people. Usually we have 6 weeks to do something. So a year is like insane for us. Yeah.
Wow, I'm amazed. I'm amazed. I didn't see. So who was this? Wow. Okay, I'm hearing in the chat here, Harper, you're saying that the sentient severed arm was done in a day? How is that even possible?
It's an 8-page PDF.
All right, all right. I'm
That's
still
rad as hell. I love that.
yeah, I'm still chucking away at a game that I've been working on for the greater part of 7 years. So, and I saw Fretless. I think you were like not sure, 6 or 7. Who was the longest? Let's see. Just who do you? Oh yeah, okay. We got 2 years. We got
Go back.
4, Torben. All right, man. Yeah. So Max, what's it like to work on the same thing for 7 years?
Yeah, I forget, honestly. I don't think that it was a long time, and I think it just kind of it's like tea, it's steeped and it's steeped and it's steeped. It didn't necessarily fill the glass anymore, but it sure changed. So yeah, a lot of good came out of it. I think a lot of games were made that did not really get released. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I think we can all pour one out for those games that we made but
right.
never released.
It was our first title, so I think there's a lot to be said about, the constant learning curve, quite literally every single step of the way for all four of us who started the project. And the game was made, but we certainly learned how to make every aspect of a game that was included in that game in that time period. So
Awesome. Very cool. It's always constant learning. Zoyander, you had a question for the group.
Yeah, I wanted to ask like what drives you to create and particularly what drives you to keep creating when it gets really difficult, when times are difficult around you or when being creative makes you feel like your head is on fire constantly. What keeps you going?
was that an open question or am I following up with that question?
It's open to whoever wants to answer it first, but if you've got an answer, then you might as well start.
Well, sure. Yeah, I'll kind of just end what I talked about before with the long journey of our game. The drive to keep going for myself and for us, our team, and I think still going forward, it's kind of feeding off of other creatives and their work. Because if you really look at like what it takes to make something like a video game, it's if you zoom really far out, it's kind of wild. It's essentially a toy, and you have to, fold your mind backwards every which way to consider how people are going to approach it, and it becomes really like difficult or strenuous or tactile. You gotta be very strategic. But what it boils down to is it's just this really fun thing that somebody approaches and they walk away from, and their day is a little better. So the juxtaposition between the critical thinking and the hard work and the end result being this lightweight stress relief product. It's fueled for me by seeing other people constantly releasing their version of the end product, because that's where we pull inspiration from.
Is there anything you want to call out as like an inspiration to you?
Well, I did actually want to thank, when we were going around initially introducing ourselves, I did actually want to thank the nature of our project. We worked with a lot of external artists, musicians, mainly Rob, our friend Rob. He's a multi-instrumentalist, and I wanted to kind of thank him for just him and his close friends and collaborators for just doing their thing and proliferating, kind of experimenting, taking risks, putting themselves out there, being silly, being public, and then kind of making this content that we were able to kind of, like I said, take inspiration from and create more life out of that from. So we were able to kind of like expand his story by just kind of being inspired by his own work. So I would like to thank all the musicians and artists that we worked with, that could be found on the Fretless soundtrack.
How about you, Witten?
Yeah, I think, well, we were inspired by, as Steven said, Meta Rick Rick Trieg, who created the Uncanny world in VR chat, and we worked with him to create the show, which Steve directed. But I think what ultimately also inspires our team is the belief in what we are doing and the necessity of it. You know, for us, the human interaction and connection in a world that seems increasingly obsessed with trying to move away from that is really important, and that what people need is other people and connection with other people. And so I think that belief really drives what we do and why we continue to do it. And we're so grateful to all the artists who tried those things before us and have allowed us to get to this point. So especially when times are hard, knowing that what we're doing, what we're all doing as indie developers in a world that seems so against those things, is incredibly important and necessary.
Thank you so much. Harper?
I think that we live in an incredibly repressive situation in the world right now, and I think that for me, it's really important to create games that are essentially procedures that drive us into experiences and ways of thinking that we would not be able to reach on our own, given all of the repressive apparatuses that are acting on us as individuals and as groups. So it's really important to me, and it's really empowering to me at the level of agency to be able to not script out, but help to formulate a sort of scaffold that people can climb on to take them to places that they would not go otherwise. In particular, to help people engage with ideas that are actively being stamped out.
These answers are awesome. I feel so much better and inspired already. Nathan and Nicole?
Yeah, for me, you know, Lab Rats came out of I started writing it. I was recovering from a collapsed lung in a hotel in DC, and I had something. I was trying really hard to express something about like what it means to be disabled in America, and really struggling to explain that to people. And so the more that I kept like wrestling with like how do I articulate this thing that nobody seems to be articulating, I felt like the more I was waiting for somebody else to say it, I was like, well, then, okay, we need to say it because nobody else is saying it. So somehow we have to express this idea because I keep waiting for somebody else to say the same thing. And that stubbornness kind of drove us. It was
We're
like
very driven by stubbornness and spite, but also a desire to bring community together. And I think that many of us here can say the same thing of like this desire to like make games and make experiences that connect people in a way they might not expect it. And I think that's what's so lovely about everyone in this room and their desire to do that. So.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Heck
Thanks,
yes.
everyone.
I feel better already too, Zoyander. Thank you for asking that question. No more doom scrolling. Make indie games, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm really curious. I mean, I think this kind of feeds on Zoyander, your question, which is like, what does indie mean to you as developers? Like we use this word all the time, indie, and IndieCade. It's half the name. What does indie mean to you? Anybody want to take on that question? Yeah, we got Friedrich and then Remy after Friedrich.
For us, so in the theater space in Europe where we operate, there's like very representational theaters where like huge buildings and well-dressed people pay significant amount of money to go and see something that is deemed high culture. And then there's people that do stuff in there. We don't have as many garages, but the European equivalent of a garage, maybe. I don't want to say, basements because that's kind of weird, but like, let's say backyards, we have sheds. Some of us have friends' houses that we can use. And I think the reason people are motivated to do these, I guess you would say, off-Broadway things is because there needs to be a better way to communicate what it means to be human today. It can't be just like linear hero's journey storytelling. And there's some people that just continuously, no matter the odds, try to figure out how we can do this differently so that maybe we can fold the complexities that we live in into something that is condensed, that everybody can participate in, that we can feel togetherness from. And I think that to me is, let's say, a very theater person way of saying that's indies, like trying to find ways of how can we make sense of what's going on.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. I did not know that about garages in Europe, but that is a very important little fact. Um, Remy, what's indie mean to you?
To me, indie really captures the independent. I love the independence of indie. So for me, it means self-funded, self-motivated, self-inflicted. You're doing it for yourself because you got something in you, and you're doing it for the love of the game. The love of games and love of the game. That's what it really means to me.
I would say emphasis on self-inflicted there.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right, we got up next. We have Nathan and Nicole.
For us, I mean, Indy, it's literally just the two of us because we're really like committed. We don't want to make anything that we don't want to invite anyone else to make something with us if we can't afford to pay them a living wage. So like we're really committed to only doing what we can do with the resources we have available to us. And also I think Indy to us means controlling the means of production. So like if we are like, oh, we need to change a show date or we need to like change anything, we can just do it, which is pretty great. And no one can tell us that we can't do that.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. I love that. Control the means of production.
Yeah.
Self-inflicted. In a garage, a shed, anywhere you can. We're getting some great answers here, y'all. Steve and Deirdre, what's indie mean to you?
Indie to us means that we are mercifully free of the ravages of corporate fascism. Now, don't get me wrong, we can be bought, but we're not cheap.
Heck yes. Get rid of those corporate fascist overlords.
Keeping
And
with the show, so we sort of feel like it's, it just we kind of gotta be for, this sort of particular productions that we've done thus far. So it feels right.
yeah, right on. And Uncanny Alley is all about overthrowing those corporate overlords. Yes. Um, Torben, what does indie mean to you? You're on mute.
Sorry. Yeah, it means first and foremost having full control of your creative vision and follow through with it. And I think that's really important for us to like maybe also challenge what other people think a game could be or how our game should be, which were things that people told me. They were like, okay, you need more why there's no conflict? Why can't I win this game? Because it's cooperative and so on. And to push against those expectations and stereotypes and follow through with what you had in mind.
Heck yes. We do not need people telling us what a game should be. It's like we can do that ourselves. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody.
So in addition to obviously your games, what are some other games that you would recommend that people play? Yeah, go ahead, Remy.
Oh, well, I wanted to shout out fellow IndieCade adventure game maker. Rosewater is a freaking awesome game. You should definitely play it. It is so good. It's been a great year for adventure games. Old Skies is amazing. Dispatch, that's indie, that's amazing. And in terms of non-adventure games that are indie, Terra Invicta had a huge content patch. I'm not playing it until I finish my game. But I love Terra Invicta. Oh man, game I would never ever make, but so inspiring. Yes. God, great year for games.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, brilliant. Pierre?
I would like to recommend my favorite game of 25, which is Many Nights a Whisper by Deconstruct Team. It's 40 minutes games about expectations, and it kind of saved me from burnout, I think. So play it; it might change your life a bit too. Um, great game.
Many Night a Whisper was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that in my life. Right. Thank you. Torben?
Yeah, so I like to give a shout out to a fellow indie developer, small studio in Hamburg here called Beard Shaker Games, and they've developed, I think it's still the demo, a game called Solitaire, but spelled with OU, like the soul, and it's a combination of like Solitaire and card-based divination and like a storytelling aspect and this game has to be made. It's still a demo. Check it out. The demo is amazing, and I think they're still looking for a publisher. So yeah, it's just a great game, and they helped me also a lot. And yeah,
Wow, that sounds awesome. Witten?
Check out Face Jumping from Tender Claws. It's fucking awesome. They were at South by Southwest last year and a few other things. It's a company that is incredible and is always pushing the game medium forward. Totally unexpected. It's great. Do check it out. Face Jumping.
Face as in face? Wow. Nice. Face jumping. Tender Claws. Tender Claws, they're IndieCade alums, I believe, too. Yeah.
They're gems.
Yeah,
They're
Samantha
good
and
people.
Danny.
So talented.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, well, I just was furiously writing everyone's game recommendations down there. Incredible. And so, okay, there might be some folks out there, they're listening to this, they're watching you all talk about, what indie means and everything else, and they're like, I just need to know how to start. I need to know how to make a game. I don't know, but I gotta do this. So what is one word, not one word or one sentence or one piece of advice you would give to aspiring indie developers out there? Anybody? Yes. Go
I
for it.
think I think the first step is to rethink what a game can be. I think a lot of the games that we saw throughout all of the nominations this year are dramatically rethinking how games can be played. And I think that that question in and of itself opens up all of these technical possibilities that aren't there if you are trying to start from zero and make a AAA game by yourself. And if you instead think about like, hey, I have 6 friends, what is something fun that we could do? And move forward from there, you're going to definitely come up with something that you can feel good about at the end.
Heck yes. Yeah, redefine what games are, make a thing you want to make. Absolutely. Screaming Color. What's your
Hello,
advice?
everybody. So I can't recommend if you're interested in getting into gaming, especially VR, I can't recommend world building for VR chat enough. Just because it's an opportunity to create a world and explore it with real people within literally hours. And that's, I mean, I wouldn't be here in this Zoom call if I hadn't fallen in love with just the ability to do that. And VR chat, you don't have to start, you don't have to build a platform from scratch. You don't have to really know much about coding. It's a really good way to get started.
Love that. There's a world out there, right? It's waiting for you to like go in and mess it up. That's awesome. VR chat. Um, Pierre, what's your piece of advice?
My advice is just make it smaller. That's it.
Yeah, we all have that magnum opus, right? It's like, how do we make it a mini opus or something, right? Yeah, I think we all want to make that giant thing and start small, keep it small. Heck yeah. Um, Friedrich, what's your piece of advice to aspiring indie developers?
I would suggest that you should think of two situations that you want your players to live through, and then just write them down and try to enact them. Like, don't start in the beginning, don't start at the end, start in the middle. Think of something that happens in your game and how the player might feel about it, and write that down and see if somebody else would feel like, oh yeah, that's something that I would want to experience. And then just use cardboard and crayons and all sorts of things that you have lying around in your shed to make the game that you want to make.
Nice. Yeah. What is that experience, right? Like start with that because that's what it ultimately is about. Heck yeah. Nathan and Nicole.
I think, you know, the big piece of advice that I would want to give people is to not let anybody tell you what the thing you're making is supposed to be, because I think it's so easy to listen to people who their intention is, you know, trying to help you sell something, not trying to help you make the best version of what it can be. And if you can hold on to the core of what it is you're trying to do, what the soul of the story is, what the soul of the characters or the, you know, experience that you're trying to hold on to is, and not let anybody dictate the terms of that, then it doesn't really matter what else you do, because you will make something that's personal and human and feels real. And don't worry about like the code or anything else.
Nice. Nice. Torben, what's your word of advice?
Yeah, I would say find other people that want to share the ride, this freaking crazy ride when making a game. I mean, it's hard enough to do it on your own, and find other people that are like-minded. And if you want to work on your game all alone, I think that's fine too, but maybe find a community of other developers, because I would be here and wouldn't be able to do this game without their help and advice and support.
Yeah, it definitely takes a village, right? To make a game and you got to talk to folks. You got to, yeah, absolutely. And Witten, what about you? What would you advise folks getting
It's
into
something
this?
that I'm really trying to employ in my own life as well, to get myself to do things, but it's something that I've been really thinking about, which is that like trying to do something and failing is closer to succeeding than never trying at all, right? So like when you think about it in that way, even if it totally fails and blows up in your face, you are closer to your goal than you were if you just sat there and went, "Oh, it's too scary," or "I don't know what I'm doing." So, just try. And it's okay if it's not perfect the first time because you'll learn and the next time will be better.
I mean, I'm sitting surrounded by all of you virtually here, successful folks, and I'm hearing the failure word, and I'm feeling a little better about myself already. So that's good because I feel like an expert at failure. That's awesome. And then the chat's been popping off for folks. Be a friendly fan. Yeah, I mean, I think play other people's games and just support each other, right? You know, it's hard enough getting by in this world. And uh, also play test other people's games. That's a really good piece of advice. You know, like see the process, play test the games that are, you know, in the rough, so to speak. And that is a really great way of learning and becoming part of that community that we all really need when we're banging away at these difficult things.
Yeah,
Zoyander, you want to bring it
message.
on home? Yeah.
Yeah, will do. But message artists on the internet, like play people's games on itch.io and like leave comments and all of that. Like contact people because it's lonely out here. We've all got to actually make an effort to connect with each other. Yeah. What's one thing that you all love about IndieCade? About your experience this year, or if you've been involved in the community for some years, like what impact has it had on you? Does anyone want to contribute to that? I'm kind of asking you all to gas us up after we've been gassing you up all this time. Friedrich?
I've been following IndieCade even when I was a teacher at a theater school because it's the only festival that takes games in their entirety and looks at what that actually means for us as humans to engage in this sort of cultural practice. And it's in a time in which not only a lot of crazy shit happens, but also people seem to be shrinking their ideas of what things are and decomplexifying the world and trying to look for easy answers. It's so important and so amazing that you people do the work that you do, because you stand for the complex, the not so easy to understand, the still amazing, the please do this thing, you will not want to miss any second of this. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm so, so happy to see that you're still around. That's an amazing achievement. And thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
Thanks, Friedrich. Stephen, Deirdre?
I just have to give a shout out to like the people who are running IndieCade because it's a big lift and a labor of love. And I know you guys are like all of these things that you're doing outside of this, and then you create this amazing space for artists to be recognized and get visibility. And you're just such great souls. I don't know everybody on the team, but I know a few, and I know that I know how hard they work. So
IndieCade generally seems to attract exceedingly eclectic and inspirational folks from all over, we love hanging out with all of them.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I feel weird like receiving this because I can't take any credit because I only like pitch in a tiny bit, but that's why I want to pitch in. That's why I volunteer with IndieCade because of the people it attracts and like the conversations that it inspires. Yeah. Remy?
IndieCade especially, all festivals are put on by really talented people and stuff like that, but IndieCade is obviously like a passion project. Everyone in there is like super motivated to do such a bang up job, and that's true to the developers and the game makers as well. I mean, you see stuff here that you don't see anywhere else, and that all comes from inside. It's all motivated by everyone in there. It's just got like a really passionate spirit, this place. It's very cool. It's very inspiring.
Thanks. Nathan and Nicole?
I just wanted to say thank you, like appreciating what a wide net IndieCade casts in their curation, how thoughtful they are, how diverse they are in their curation, and a willingness, I think it's been mentioned, but a willingness to always be redefining the boundary of what they're accepting and what they're nominating. Like it's never like there's no rigidness there. It's very flexible and always growing. And I think that's so like wonderful and important and delightful. So thank you. Did you have anything you wanted to?
No, you said
Okay,
everything I would
thank you.
say.
Harper?
Sorry, I'm so bad at hitting the unmute button. So this is actually my first year really interacting with IndieCade, but that being said, I actually just graduated from a games program where several of the professors were people who had been involved with IndieCade at various levels and in different ways for years. And they not only were really active in trying to encourage their students to put work out there so that IndieCade could pick it up, but I think that the IndieCade ethic is really like it imprints itself on the people who are interacting with it, and then it goes out there to be this this larger ideal of indie designers supporting indie designers and people giving each other the hand up. And I think that that's really unique and special in a world of industry events that are, people shaking hands because they want to make money, and in a world where people, because of that, tend to want to act very independently for their own interest, and instead to see so many people like really embracing a artistic movement to push it forward is really special and amazing.
Sometimes we need an arm up too, Harper.
Max?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to take the opportunity to kind of echo what is commonly being said by everybody here, and that it's really just so nice and so thoughtful to put all the effort into collecting and organizing the logistics of this and digitally pulling everybody together into these rooms because I think it's in the nature of the industry. We're all just kind of sitting at home in our desks in our little rooms, sometimes with another person. But being able to kind of join in and be involved in these communities on a larger scale is like it's a good constant reminder that it is more of an ecosystem at large, and that when you're spending those long hours kind of crushing away trying to like make your dream realize, that you're not really just um, alone, writing your book or whatever, your story, telling your story, trying to get your dream idea out there. You're really contributing to this living community that is always kind of looking to see what's not just what's new, like to feed for entertainment, but more so to just kind of see what's being created, what's kind of being piggybacked or iterated on, or even like nodded to. That's some of my favorite stuff in video games, is that they can be a medium to kind of pay homage to some of the other games that you have played before, or not games, other stuff. As Friedrich so greatly pointed out in theater, I really appreciate your analogy there about trying to identify the experience and storyboard it and then to create it, because ultimately games are a series of that in an ever ballooning system. So I just appreciate the community and bringing everybody together and having the diverse thoughts shared.
Yeah, thanks, Max. That's beautiful. I want to make sure that we've taken a moment to thank like the all the volunteers who like make IndieCade happen as well. Like there's such a like bewilderingly large number of people who contribute to IndieCade. Yeah, so I just want after having said all of that about like how great the community is, I want to make sure we've actually said thank you to like all of the jury committee volunteers and the community reviewers and I don't even know who else. Colleen, like who like who have I missed?
I mean, it takes so many folks, and IndieCade now, I don't know what year IndieCade's in. It's been going on for a while, and it takes a lot to run something like this, and it's all volunteer work. It's all like labor of love. It's part of the community. So this was okay. Parker is chatting with me here. I want to thank Parker too for making sure that all the good stuff happens and everybody knows where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing. But it's a
Parker is awesome.
Yes.
Like the amount of like the stage of it that I'm involved in, we're looking at more than 600 entries at the start of the process. It's only possible because Parker does like incredible stuff to like build this machine to bring it all together. So thank you, Parker.
Heck yeah. And Parker said this is our 19th annual IndieCade, y'all. Oh my God, IndieCade's growing up. Next year will be almost, drinking age in the United States. That's probably in Europe, you're allowed to drink when you're 7. I'm not sure. But thanks to everybody. And Zoyander, thank you for co-running this panel with me, and thanks to all of the game makers who make beautiful, beautiful, wonderful work.
Yeah, it's been such a pleasure to be part of this. Thank you all for joining.
Heck yeah. Go make that game.
Thank you.
Yeah, go make games. And tell us that you did it.
Thank you all so much.
Thanks, everybody.
If anybody else is in LA, look us up. Steve, I, and Witten are in LA. Colors in Taipei. Say hi.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Woohoo.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, you
Bye.
Congrats,
all.
everybody.